Good night.
Hi everybody, how you doing? Welcome back to Carnage Corner, Carnage Cravers. We are about to get started with NXT. Thank you for joining me again on another Wednesday night. And as we take in NXT together, we're going to talk about what happened on Raw and SmackDown. Please forgive me once again, I did miss... I was not able to watch Midgets on Trampolines, so we will have to talk about 205 Live at a later date. That being said, Midgets on Trampolines.
Topher.
Okay. Apparently my cat was offended by what I said. Alright, ladies and gents, so let's start off talking about Raw, shall we? Raw opened with Kurt Angle. And Kurt Angle came out to talk about who Roman Reigns was going to be defending the Intercontinental Championship against at Clash of Champions. But we never really made it that far. Jason Jordan came out, and Jason Jordan is really beginning to become very, very annoying with this character he is portraying at this point. Very, very needy, very... just annoying. So he came out and is trying to strong-arm Kurt Angle into giving him an Intercontinental Championship match against Roman Reigns for that night. Which, you know, this kid barely survived a match with Kane on his bum leg. So I don't know why he thinks this week he's going to be able to go, you know, one-on-one with Roman Reigns. We're getting an update on Drew McIntyre here. Alright, so we're going to get 8 singles matches to decide who's going to go into a fatal 4-way match to decide the #1 contender for Andrade Cien Almos's NXT Championship. Okay. So going back to Monday Night Raw, Jordan comes out. Jordan wants a match with Roman. Roman comes out and pretty much condescendingly talks down on Jordan and, you know, tells him, you know, to, stop begging daddy for matches and whatnot and this, that, and the other. Roman says he wants Samoa Joe. And Joe comes out, and of course Joe definitely wants a shot at the Intercontinental Championship, no problem. But while Joe and Roman are conversing, going back and forth on the microphone, Jordan stuck his nose where it didn't belong. Again, adults were talking, and the child decided to insert himself into the conversation physically by belly-to-belly suplexing Roman Reigns. Which prompted Roman to tell Kurt Angle to make the match, and we ended up with Jason Jordan versus Roman Reigns for the Intercontinental Championship right then and there. A match that Roman Reigns won. After winning that match, Joe goes down to the ring to attack Roman, manages to lock on the Coquina clutch, and was going to choke Roman Reigns out for 2 weeks straight in a row. But Jason Jordan decides to save Roman Reigns by suplexing Samoa Joe, and Joe powders out of the ring. And but Jordan, again, bad habit of sticking his nose where it does not belong, and Roman Reigns repaid Jason Jordan with a Superman punch, sending him careening out of the ring. The next thing, and then of course we went to the first commercial break. Coming back from commercial break, oh look, it's Sienna Vega and her lapdog. Oh, he's got a nice shiny new collar. Look at that. So, back to something important. Oh, so we come back from break and Kurt Angle is backstage on the phone with Stephanie McMahon, who is quite obviously giving him a rash of shit for the way the beginning of Monday Night Raw went. And Jordan comes in to, again, just beg, and demand that he get another shot at the Intercontinental Championship, which is, I mean, the arrogance of this little freaking pipsqueak is ridiculous. And while he's, and he also talks about wanting to have a match with Samoa Joe. Well, Joe comes out of nowhere and blindsides him. And, lays Jordan out and takes off. We go back out to the ring. Absolution comes out. And Paige is going to go one-on-one with Sasha Banks, who, of course, comes out with Mickie James and Bayley in tow, while Alexa Bliss is on commentary. Now, during the course of this match, Mickie James and Bayley were taken out of the equation, and Paige eventually won the match, and the other members of Absolution attacked Sasha Banks. So we can only hope that Sasha Banks will be out of action for a few weeks, similar to Becky Lynch or Naomi. So then, of course, Kurt Angle is backstage with Elias, who Elias is complaining about having no competition for tonight, and just being an arrogant ass. Elias goes out to the ring to have his little concert. His concert is interrupted by Braun Strowman. And Braun Strowman then has a match with Elias. And he destroys Elias. That should not come as a surprise. But Kane's music hits. And Kane comes on the Titantron and challenges Braun to a match for next week. We then go back to the locker room with all three members of the Shield, and Roman telling the guys that it's their turn to do their part, meaning bring back the tag team championships. And of course, Seth Rollins blames them losing them in the first place on the New Day, which, yes, you could blame that on the New Day, but by the other token, y'all should have been paying the fuck attention. Seriously. We then go back out to the ring for Alicia Fox versus Asuka. Alicia Fox is still wearing a captain's hat. She apparently still thinks she's a captain. This bitch is crazy. I mean, just, there's no other way to put it. She's just crazy. Yeah. So, Asuka wins that match. This is the second time we've seen Asuka in action, and she's won with an armbar. I am wondering if they don't want her using the Asuka lock on the main roster. Maybe because of its similarity to the Coquina Clutch. Vince may be wanting Asuka to use a different finish. I don't know if that is the case. I haven't heard anything to confirm that, but it's just something I thought of, because this is the second time she's used an armbar. I've not seen her put the Asuka lock on anyone since coming to the main roster, I don't believe. So I'm wondering if perhaps they demanded that she use a different finisher so as not to take away from Samoa Joe's Coquina Clutch. I do not know. If that is the case, I think that's stupid. But because to anyone with a technical eye, they would realize that the Asuka lock is a very different hold than the Coquina Clutch. But, then again, in either case, Asuka wins the match. Absolution comes out again. They surround the ring, just like last week. And just like last week, they do not advance on Asuka. And Asuka leaves the ring with a smile on her face. And then, of course, Paige gets into the ring to talk to Alicia Fox. Remind Alicia Fox that they are friends, and yada, 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 yada. And then Sonya and Mandy attack Alicia Fox. So. And then this was a strange segment. This is a very strange segment. Apparently Matt Hardy has won the... apparently Matt Hardy has won the lawsuit over the Broken Hardy's gimmick. Because he went full on into it. we had a Tron off on the Titantron, switching back and forth between Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy, seeing which one of them can sound more like Dr. Seuss on crack. I'm not sure who won, to be completely honest. It's hard to follow that crap. Like, seriously, stop drinking the bath salts. Just stop, please. Then we go into what was the main event of Monday Night Raw with the Shield versus the Bar for the Raw Tag Team Championships. It was a good match to begin with. The Bar got themselves disqualified in order to hang on to their titles, and as they tried to leave, Kurt Angle called for the match to be restarted as a no DQ match, seeing as how Sheamus had intentionally gotten them disqualified. So they restart the match as a no DQ match. And it just when it looks like the Shield is going to close in on victory, Samoa Joe hits the ring. He attacks the Shield. He lays out the Shield. Roman comes out to try and help his friends, and Roman is successful in running Joe out of the arena, but not in saving Ambrose and Rollins, because Sheamus and Cesaro, they won the match. They immediately took a powder, grabbed their championships, and took off, leaving Roman to, kneel in the ring with his two buddies who just got beat, and watch as the Bar and Samoa Joe made their way up the stairs through the crowd to escape. So, nope. The Shield does not have every title on Raw. And that, of course, was the end of Raw. Going into SmackDown. SmackDown opened with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And if they do not fire Zayn and Owens soon, I might just have to stop watching SmackDown. I mean, AJ being WWE Champion is the only saving grace SmackDown has at this moment. It's the only reason it's worth watching. I'm so tired of this crap with Owens and Zayn. I mean, admittedly, I don't like those guys to begin with, but holy crap. The storyline they've got them doing now is just to, I guess, trying to explain to Shane McMahon, who of course wasn't out there, that the difference between ringside and the entrance ramp to justify his actions the week before. And while he's doing that, Owens is still in the ring, and Owens gets RKO'd. KO got RKO'd by Randy Orton. Oh, it's one of those mustache guys. Trent Seven, that's who that is. Trent Seven's coming out. Anyways, so so Orton has laid out Kevin Owens in the ring. Shane McMahon comes out and makes a few matches. He makes a match for Clash of Champions. He makes Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus Randy Orton and a partner of his choosing. That's for Clash of Champions. But for that night on SmackDown, he made Sami Zayn versus Randy Orton and decreed that Kevin Owens be handcuffed to the ring rope. So, and then we go to break. Come back from break, we have Kevin and Sami backstage. Sami explaining to Kevin what happened and what stipulations, and they freak out, and oh, this is inhumane, this is whiny ass bitches. That's what they are. So, we then go to the ring with Rusev in English. Aiden English giving us a rendition of the 12 Days of Rusev. Was about to find out what was on the third day of Rusev when the New Day rudely interrupted. I wanted to know what came on the 12th day of Rusev. I did not want to watch the New Day come out with their goddamn cereal, giant pancakes. And there are idiots in the crowd who are eating this shit. These fucking people are handing you food. You don't know what's in it. And you're eating it? What the fuck is wrong with you? You don't know what they were just doing with their hands? With as much as these three goofs gyrate, I'm pretty sure their hands aren't clean. So anyways, it was Rusev and English versus the gaggle of goofs. Gyrating gaggle of goofs, excuse me. Yes, gyrating gaggle of goofs. Say that 10 times fast. So, New Day interrupts. We get New Day versus English and Rusev. And Rusev and English win! Yes! One for the good guys. So, we then go to an interview with Mojo Rawley, who defends his actions against Zack Ryder. Oh, and on NXT right now we have Trent Seven versus Killian Dane. So here we have Ireland versus England on the global scale, ladies and gentlemen. Killian Dane is a freaking monster. He's like a hairy wrecking ball. And now he's just stomping away on Trent Seven. Yeah, Seven kicked out. He wasn't done yet. So, back to SmackDown. Rusev and English defeated the New Day. Good for them. We had the interview with Mojo Rawley defending his actions against Zack Ryder. Good for him. Daniel Bryan backstage with Carmella, Lana, and Tamina. They're doing that. I want the title. Catty bullshit. And then the Riot Squad comes in and they start in with it as well. Leading for Daniel Bryan to scream, "Shut up," and turn the Women's Championship match at Clash of Champions into a lumberjack match with all of them on the outside. Now, while we're on the subject of Daniel Bryan, I want to talk about this. I caught wind of a rumor that Daniel Bryan has been cleared to compete and that they're keeping this quiet. And that we may actually be getting Daniel Bryan in a match at WrestleMania. And the rumor is that he will be facing Shane McMahon. Now, you may think, preposterous, ridiculous, not going to happen. But then again, they keep doing these subtle things, especially considering what's going on with Kevin and Sammy, and how Daniel seems to a lot of times he's kind of quasi on their side with things. So this may change. This may get worse. Because I honestly, if they do that, I would bet dollars to donuts that Shane will actually be the babyface in the scenario, with Daniel Bryan being the heel, having sided with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. So I will be interested to see if this indeed does come to fruition. It's a very interesting theory. Not entirely sure how good it's going to be for business. I can promise you this much. Killian Dane just squashed Trent Seven, but I can promise you this much. Just like I used to do when he was actually competing on a nightly basis, I will be more than happy to boo the ever-living shit out of that hairy little hobbit bastard. And if we have any luck, it'll be the last time we ever have to see him. So, that being said, moving on to what else happened on SmackDown. Oh, we got Bobby Roode and Baron Corbin in the locker room discussing their title match at Clash of Champions and how it has been changed to a triple threat match. And Dolph Ziggler comes in and behaves like an ass, like he does. We got a match between the Bludgeon Brothers and some jobbers whose names I didn't catch. I don't need to catch their names. They're jobbers. And they jobbed. And they jobbed well. Yes, they got squished by the Bludgeon Brothers. That should not be a surprise. Sammy and Kevin are then in the locker room. Sammy wanting to know if Kevin had talked to Daniel Bryan. Kevin said he had, and that Daniel has said he would think about it. Interesting how they keep having Sonya Deville and Ruby Riott on NXT when they've moved them up to the main roster. I'm wondering if they didn't record these episodes of NXT a while ago, and that's why we're getting that. But, so, we then go to the ring and we get Baron Corbin versus Bobby Roode with Dolph Ziggler on commentary. And of course Ziggler gets the match thrown out because he zigzags Roode and then he zigzags Corbin. Which, I mean, what a ridiculous name for a finisher. The Zigzag. Really? That's as bad as the Five Knuckle Shuffle. Or the People's Elbow. Or the Atomic Leg Drop. Okay, I'm seeing the point here, okay? There's a lot of ridiculous moves, but seriously, the Zigzag? Oh, then we're backstage again. So much backstage shit recently. Backstage again with Tamina and Lana and Carmella talking with Natalya, and Natalya trying to sweet talk them, putting down the Riot Squad, and then all of a sudden the Riot Squad comes in and Natalya starts sweet talking them because Natalya's a snake. A whiny, useless snake, just like her uncle. Oh, as I've said many times on this show, there was only ever one heart that was worth a damn, and unfortunately he is no longer with us. Oh. So, moving on from there, we then get Charlotte versus Tamina, and it's kind of a lumberjack match because it's got the Natalya and Carmella and Lana all on the outside. Hey, the Undisputed Era giving a promo. Am I the only one... The guys, jump in the comment section. Tell me, am I the only one who just is not that impressed with Adam Cole? I'm not impressed. Am I supposed to be impressed? I'm not. This guy's a discount Stevie Richards. I don't know. No. Oh... So, anyways, Charlotte wins the match, and, I mean, barely had the announcement of her winning the match been made before Natalya's on the mic. Why did they hand Natalya a microphone? Dear God. They hand Natalya on the mic, you know, and she starts talking, and then the Riot Squad comes out, and they start talking, and then the brawl breaks out, and Charlotte, she makes her way up the ramp. She doesn't get involved in the brawl there. So the brawl breaks out, and brawl was kind of uneventful. There wasn't a whole hell of a lot that happened. Tamina attacked Sarah Logan, and Ruby Riott got involved, and yada 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 yada. So, and then of course right before our main event, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, they find Daniel Bryan, and Daniel tells Kevin that he will have to be handcuffed to the ring ropes. And then we go to break, come back from break. Kevin and Sami are arguing with Daniel Bryan at ringside. But Bryan gets Kevin to get handcuffed. Now, we get into the match. Orton versus Sami Zayn. Kevin is cuffed. Sami Zayn eventually, throughout the match, Sami produces a pair of bolt cutters from under the ring. Now, let me ask you this. Why would there be bolt cutters under the ring? Now, what if we come to find out that Daniel Bryan had the bolt cutters put under the ring and told Sami Zayn that they were there? It could lend some credence to this theory. So, Kevin Owens uses the bolt cutters to get free. And despite Kevin Owens' interference, Randy Orton still wins the match. But as soon as he beats Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens attacks him, and Sami and Kevin start beating Orton up. Nakamura's music hits. Nakamura runs out to help Orton. Orton and Nakamura, they clear the ring of Sami and Kevin, and they stand tall. Kevin getting an RKO and Sami getting a Kinshasa knee strike. It becomes very, very apparent that Nakamura will be Orton's tag team partner for Clash of Champions. Oh. And then, of course, we go backstage to Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon. And Shane, and Daniel says to Shane, so you're done with them now, right? You're done punishing them. Shane says, no. Not after everything they've done. See, at their match at Clash of Champions, I'm going to be the special referee. So Shane McMahon's going to be the special referee for that tag match. And he also said that if Sami and Kevin do not win that match, that they will be fired. And not just from SmackDown, but from the entire WWE altogether. Now, what's very telling is if you go back and watch this, as Shane walks away, the look on Daniel Bryan's face, the look that Daniel is giving Shane, this is part of the reason why I say there may be credence to this idea of Daniel being cleared to compete and Daniel going to be going one-on-one with Shane at WrestleMania. Because Daniel is clearly upset by this. He doesn't want Kevin and Sami to be fired. Which is favoritism and an abuse of power. Not to mention insubordination for him to be going up against what Shane has said. So, Daniel Bryan is... I've been saying since Daniel Bryan took over as general manager of SmackDown that he shows some of the worst favoritism and some of the worst, most egregious displays of abusive power. He is borderline worse than Stephanie McMahon. He's at least just as bad. But people don't see it because, they like Daniel Bryan. And it's just, you're not looking at it unbiasedly. I mean, the stuff he kept putting the Miz through, putting his sister-in-law in high-profile matches when she'd been gone for well over a year. Just little things, little abuses of power that they have had Daniel Bryan do. They may have been playing the long game, adding up to him becoming a heel for the upcoming WrestleMania. I don't know if I can't say that is fact, but it's definitely an interesting idea because it would make sense with everything that they have been doing. So, I don't know. I know this much. There is no reason for there to be there really is no reason for there to be a general manager and a commissioner for each show. Jesus Christ. Ric Flair talking about having to pay 3 women alimony at the same time. Rick, maybe you shouldn't have kept getting married. I think, what is Rick on his 4th marriage? Alright, back in the ring with Sonya Deville taking it to Ruby Riott. I do not like Ruby Riott. I don't think she's a good performer. She looks like. Oh, you know what she looks like? You ever see the Tim Burton Batman movie, the second one, Batman Returns? She looks like Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman bred with Danny DeVito's Penguin. And she got the Penguin's nose, for sure. I mean, am I wrong, guys? I mean, look. Nice punch. Sonya going for the pin, and no, Ruby kicking out. Yeah, I don't. Apparently, judging from what I've seen on the social medias, Ruby Riott is popular, and I don't understand why. Oh yeah, there was one thing that was funny is, well, the members of the Riot Squad were trying to accuse Daniel Bryan of being biased, or which he is biased, but that's not the point. Sarah Logan said that he was prejudiced against people from the South. It was very aggressively asking him if he'd ever tried game meat. Now, what makes this funny is the fact that Daniel Bryan is one of those vegan people. So the it was very funny to me to see a woman who's actually looks like she could kick his ass in his face asking him if he'd ever had game meat when he's a damn vegan. I don't know if he's ever had any meat. What the hell is Ruby Riott doing? That was horrible. And now Nigel making excuses for her. Well, that's his job, so. Sonya rolling to the outside. Nice. Sonya catches Riot as she's coming through. Oh, nice. Triangle chokehold. All up in the ropes, but it doesn't matter because it's a no DQ match. Give it up, Ruby. Alright, the referee's calling it. Sonya wins. Ember Moon being interviewed here. I still say I would have liked it better if Nikki Cross had won, but I'm interested to see what they do moving forward with Ember Moon. Oh boy. Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. I'm actually surprised they didn't get pulled up to the main roster, because they've been on NXT longer than some of the other girls that got taken up. That's not funny. Oh, so Clash of Champions is a week from this Sunday. And guess we'll talk about that a little bit. We got AJ versus Jinder for the WWE Championship. I don't really think they'll put that title back on Jinder. I don't see any benefit to them putting that title back on Jinder. I mean, they put the title on him to coincide with the WWE Network launching in India. That's, it's now going strong in India, so there's no need to, they're no longer trying to glad hand to a certain demographic, so there's no reason to put that belt back on Jinder. So, given what I think is going to go, what is going to happen throughout the rest of the year, I believe AJ will retain. Because I have a running theory in my brain that we're going to see Nakamura win the Royal Rumble, and that Nakamura will go on to defeat AJ at WrestleMania for the WWE title. That is the theory. That's a running theory that I have in my head at this point. So, now as far as the United States Championship goes, we got Baron Corbin versus Bobby Roode versus Dolph Ziggler. I really am hoping that Bobby Roode will win that one. I would much rather see Roode with the United States Championship than either Dolph or Baron Corbin, which is funny because Bobby Roode is actually a Canadian and the other two are American. But I don't like Dolph Ziggler, and I like Baron Corbin, but he's not as... Bobby Roode's a better performer. Bobby Roode will do more for that championship than Baron Corbin will. There's a difference between a guy making a title and a title making a guy, and Baron Corbin, it's a case of the title making the guy. Whereas with Bobby Roode, it would be the guy making the title. So, I would like to see Bobby Roode actually walk away with the United States Championship. Now, the SmackDown Tag Team titles at Clash of Champions, that's interesting, because that's a fatal four-way tag team match. So we got the Usos versus American Alpha 2 versus... Who the hell is that? That was interesting. I don't know who that was. So yeah, the Usos versus American Alpha 2 versus Aiden English and Rusev versus the New Day. Fatal four-way tag team match. So 4 guys in the ring at one time. They can only tag their partner. This one's tough to call which way it's going to go, to be completely honest. Because, I mean, the Usos are probably the best tag team on the roster today. But the New Day seem to be extremely popular with management and with idiots in the first 3 rows. So, I don't know. Gable and Benjamin, I would say, probably have the best chance of winning from a technical standpoint, but it's, I'm having a little trouble with that, given that I'm still waiting for the shoe to drop. I'm still waiting for Shelton Benjamin to turn on Gable, because I have a hard time believing Shelton Benjamin is happy with coming back here to just be in a tag team. So I simply do not know. And then, of course, we have Rusev and English, who, I mean, I'm amused by their pairing, but I highly doubt the WWE is going to put the tag titles on them. So I'm going to say that while I would like to see the Usos retain, and if the Usos can't retain, I would like to see the Benjamin and Gable win. Every time they put the New Day in a title match, it's pretty much safe to assume that the WWE is going to have the New Day win, because everybody seems to love that gyrating gaggle of goofs that I just simply cannot stand. So, but we'll see what happens there. Right now in NXT, we're about to get Johnny Gargano versus Cassius Ohno. So we're getting the guy who needs to eat more versus the guy who needs to eat less. And then, of course, for the women's title match at Clash of Champions, we have Charlotte versus Natalya in a lumberjack match. I do believe that Charlotte may win that match. But this is one case where I don't know if they will have Carmella cash in. That's a bad idea. The reason it's a bad idea is because, Carmella's close by because she's one of the lumberjacks, but there's a lot of people there that can screw up her cash in. So, but I would like to see Charlotte retain that. I don't want to see the title back on Natalya. Natalya needs to just go to the Performance Center full time and train people, because, which, funny story, you can, I saw a trailer for Ronda Rousey's new website, and, her putting out a way for her to try and connect with her fans. And in the trailer, I caught a glimpse of Ronda actually working with Natalya in the ring. So I think Natalya is handling Ronda Rousey's training. So I think the chances of Ronda actually coming to the WWE are higher than some people might be thinking. The question is would they bring her in through NXT to start, or would they just bring her straight into the main roster? Bringing her straight into the main roster makes sense from a star power standpoint, but it doesn't make sense from a performance standpoint. Nice top wrist lock into a hammer lock by Johnny Gargano. Ono trying to get out of it, successfully takes Gargano down to the mat, and now into a waist lock, trying to stretch out that arm. And Gargano with the nip up, back into an arm wringer. Nice chain wrestling here by these two. And a double leg by Cassius Ohno. Wow, these two guys work well together. Very, very impressive. Cassius going for that big forearm. Nice drop kick from Gargano. And my WWE Network froze. Because the WWE Network kind of sucks. No. Well, you get what you pay for, I guess, right? Alright, we're back. I don't know what happened in the interim, but Gargano is on the outside with a bloody elbow, holding his face. I'm still trying to figure out why there are commercials.
Because the commercials pay to be on the thing.
Yeah, but this isn't a commercial for NXT.
Oh, I don't know then.
Well, for the NXT book, actually. April 8th, WrestleMania is. I feel like they were just in New Orleans.
They were.
Oh. Why not go someplace new? Interesting trivia for you. WrestleMania has been held outside of the United States on 2 occasions. What were the 2 occasions and where? Gargano battling back out of the corner. Nice kick to the side of the head. Oh, Gargano kicked out of that elbow strike from Ono. I want to know who the hell came up with the name Cassius Ono. What a horrible name. For those of you who don't know, Cassius Ono was known the world over by the name Chris Hero. Oh, knees up. So apparently this is to earn a spot into that fatal four-way match. Nice Hurricane Rana from Gargano. Followed up with an Enziguri and Ono to the outside. Gargano. Oh! Ono's in. Gargano going for that slingshot spear. And Ono kicked out. Oh, that's not good. Gargano kicked him in the face and Ono's laughing at him. Oh, and now he caught the kick. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. A lot going on there. Alright, so Gargano did a roll-up, went for a kick, missed, and got hit with a senton from Ono. Oof! What a bicycle kick. What? No. No. You're not gonna do that. Oh, wow.
He's a big boy.
And that was impressive. Ono went to do a suicide dive, but instead did a handstand off of the apron and landed on his feet because Gargano ran into the ring, and Gargano then hit a suicide dive tornado DDT onto the apron. Both men are on the outside. I don't know what the referee's count is up to. I can't hear him.
You're making me yawn.
Referees count up to 5. Ono back in the ring and Gargano now following. Nice Enziguri there by Gargano. And oh! Ono with that Cyclone big boot. But still not enough to keep Gargano down. These guys are putting on a clinic. Oh, what a forearm shot. And he's got Gargano up, looking for that electric chair. Gargano driving elbows into the forehead of Ono. And goes down for the flip. 1, 2, and no, Ono kicked out. Gargano trying to trade forearm strikes with Cassius. Not a good idea. Oh, another bicycle kick. Gargano laid out. Oh! Flying forearm into the back of the head. 1, 2. He's still kicked out. Holy crap. That's one thing I will say. The actual in-ring action on NXT is so much better than what you get on Raw or SmackDown. The guys get more time to work. They get to tell more compelling stories. They sell. Are we doing anything tomorrow?
No. Besides shopping.
Got a 6 to 2 possibility.
AM?
AM to 2 p.m.
So do it. School?
No. Loss prevention.
For where?
I don't want to say because I'm on camera.
Okay.
You know where.
My favorite? It's a long time.
It is a long time.
Oh well.
It's also I have to be there at 6 in the morning. Means I have to leave at 5.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah, exactly.
See you later.
Can barely get you out of bed before 7 or 8.
Bite my butt. I get up in the middle of the night.
How much is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hey, that's 8 hours. Good. That put me up over 50 for this week.
Good for you. Megan. I just ordered some binkies for Rosalie to put in her stocking. You heard me?
I was handling that. I think I missed who won the match.
Your mom.
My mom did not win this match.
What if she did?
It would be kind of difficult because my mom wasn't in the match. Although if you put a beard on my mother, she might look a little bit like Cassius Ohno.
Stop!
What? Stop what? Gargano won with the crossface. You do realize that your mama didn't make no windows, right? Uh-oh, Gargano's calling Ono back into the ring.
Oh no!
Are they going to do this stupid sportsmanship thing? Yeah, they are.
Why is that stupid?
Because in real life, if you just spent 15 minutes beating the shit out of each other, odds are you're not going to be that fond of one another.
Okay.
Alright, guys. That is the end of NXT.
Catch you later, alligator.
We will see you next time. And remember, Carnage